Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamsin Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out there as a community. We can talk about all things that we love. I recently just saw Elvis, the latest musical artist biopic, and I really enjoyed myself. As the trailer suggests, it's the story of not only Elvis, but his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. You learn throughout the movie that the Colonel is definitely not who he says he is. Just how poorly, financially, he treated Elvis. I can't really say without doing any more research, but who's to know that if Elvis would have became Elvis without the Colonel? The movie has a weird way of telling the story. It starts out with the Colonel narrating. Just here and there you'll see this kind of storytelling come back. For the most part, it just goes back and forth between the perspectives of Elvis and the Colonel. I watched some interviews with Tom Hanks and Austin Butler. Austin Butler is Elvis. And the way they talk about the Colonel is that he was like a shadowy figure. And like I just mentioned, he didn't really exist. So the character in the movie was actually a character in real life. This person had a past he didn't want anyone to know about, and he was just a great manipulator. And so I don't know why they wouldn't have had the movie where Colonel Parker would have been more in the background and just every now and then in like crucial moments in Elvis's life come to the foreground. Something like that. I think I would have liked the movie more if it really focused on Elvis. But for the movie that it is, I really did enjoy it. I'm a big Elvis fan. I have been since I was a little kid. I'll even put up an embarrassing photo of me. I used to do dance, and one of the performances me and the other students in my class did was Elvis. So in the biopic you learn about how Elvis got his love for music, and it really came from gospel music. He grew up poor in a black neighborhood, and this is back in the 50s, where unfortunately America had segregation. It's wrong, I'm glad we moved past that. But Elvis grew up in that time frame, and the way the movie describes it is that he was so poor, he and his mother had to live in the projects. With him growing up where he did, he loved everyone. He didn't see color or race, which is quite beautiful. That means he was able to be an entertainer to everyone. I guess the argument could be made that he stole black music of the time. The way the movie portrays it is that there was a relationship, like they helped each other out with music. They were the foundation of his love for music, and they really did help each other out. I didn't know that Elvis never traveled internationally. I figured that's what huge musicians do, but not Elvis. The Colonel, for whatever reason, kept him playing in the same spot in Las Vegas. And Elvis really started the Las Vegas show. And much like Elvis's shows, I'm sure, this movie is also a spectacle. And it is very fun to watch. It's awesome seeing the old shows that he did come to life again, seeing Austin Butler do such a wonderful job, really just being Elvis. There are times where you see Elvis more than you do the actor, but that's with most biopics. But it doesn't break your immersion, which is important. Austin Butler does such a great job of being Elvis and convincing you that the king is back, that you almost forget that you're watching a movie, that you're actually just watching footage of Elvis. And Austin Butler is actually singing in this movie. It's not some Elvis impersonator doing it for him, it's him. And I watched some interviews with him, and his voice isn't too far off from sounding like Elvis to begin with. He's sounds like he has a southern background, and it seems like he just has to change it just a little bit to speak like Elvis and to sing like Elvis. I just wanted to add 2 addendums to the Elvis review before I signed off. One positive, one negative. Positive is, throughout the movie, mostly in the beginning, some of the lines are titles to Elvis's songs, and I like that. Easter eggs are always fun. The negative, I don't like that there are parts where they inject modern music into this, especially when they try to blend it with Elvis's songs. I mean, I like some of the renditions that they do of Elvis's songs, like to kind of play through the movie, but there are times where they're not even doing that. It's just straight up modern music in this oldies era, and it just doesn't mesh. But if that And, like, my slight gripe with the narration, or my only problems with this movie, I would say that's pretty good, because those really come down to nitpicks. If you are an Elvis fan, you're going to love this movie. If you like biopics in general, this comes highly recommended. And after you see it in theaters, when it comes to Blu-ray, I recommend you get it on Blu-ray. Those are my thoughts on Elvis. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what you saw, like it. If you think other people like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and live your imagination.